The lights of Good Morning America glimmer like gold across the polished studio floor. Cameras glide smoothly, capturing that perfect morning glow. The audience is smiling, the music is upbeat. It's just another cheerful segment. George Stephanopoulos, calm and polished, sits across from today's guest, the famously intense Tom Hardy. Hardy leans back in his chair, relaxed at first. He's here to promote his new political thriller, The Silent Republic. George opens with a soft grin. Tom, this film explores truth, deception, and power. Would you say that reflects your own view of modern society? Tom chuckles lightly. I just play the roles, George. I'm not running for office. The crowd laughs, but George doesn't. His tone shifts, subtle but sharp. Still, you've spoken before about what you called Hollywood's double standards. Care to explain what you meant by that? The laughter fades. Tom's eyes flicker. The warmth drains from his expression. He shifts forward, elbows on the table, his voice lower now. I meant what I said. But you're asking me to turn a film discussion into a political trial, George presses again, voice smooth but pointed. So you stand by those comments? For a moment, the studio feels airless. The smile is gone. The host and guest lock eyes in an invisible duel. Then Tom leans closer, voice cold but controlled. Do you really want to go there, George? The screen cuts to commercial. The show cuts back from commercial, but something's changed. The music fades faster than usual. The air feels heavier. George Stephanopoulos smiles, but it's tight, almost forced. Tom Hardy sits upright now, eyes sharp, posture stiff. Welcome back, George says, trying to sound casual. We were just discussing Tom's new film, and perhaps his views on what truth means in today's world. Tom doesn't flinch. You mean your version of truth, right, George? A nervous laugh ripples through the audience. George chuckles too, but there's steel behind his grin. He pulls out a note card. In 2019, you said, and I quote, Hollywood has become more about control than creativity. That's a pretty bold statement. Do you still believe that? Tom's jaw tightens. I said that because it's true. The industry wants safe ideas, safe faces, safe opinions. And if you don't fit the script, George interrupts. Or maybe it's just accountability, Tom? Tom's voice drops. Accountability? You mean censorship dressed as virtue? The audience gasps. A producer's voice can be heard faintly through the control room feed. Cut to B-roll, cut to B-roll. But they don't. Tom slowly removes his earpiece. He leans forward, unblinking. You're not interviewing me anymore, he says, his tone like stone. You're attacking me. The camera pans in closer on George's uneasy face. The tension is razor thin. Then Tom stands. The audience gasps. The studio freezes. Fade to black. The studio floor is silent, too silent. Tom Hardy stands tall, microphone still clipped to his shirt, his earpiece dangling from his hand. George Stephanopoulos tries to maintain composure, his professional mask cracking at the edges. Tom, George says carefully, we can continue this conversation respectfully if... Tom cuts in, voice calm but sharp as glass. Respectfully? You call twisting my words respectful? He gestures toward the cameras. You brought me here to talk about a film. Instead, you're pushing a narrative. The control room erupts in chaos. Producers shout over each other. Go to weather, go to weather! But the switch doesn't come. The feed is still live. Millions of viewers are watching as Tom Hardy takes a step closer to the host's desk. I'm done, Tom says firmly. I'm not here to be part of your ratings stunt. George forces a smirk, but his voice trembles slightly. If you walk off now, Tom, you'll just prove everyone right. Tom pauses, then slowly stands, pushing his chair back with a screech that echoes across the set. Maybe it's time someone did. He unclips the mic, tosses it onto the desk, and turns toward the exit. Security hesitates by the stage, unsure whether to step in. Then, as Tom walks off, George mutters under his breath, thinking his mic is off. Another actor who can't handle the truth. The words are faint but clear. The audience hears it, and the world is about to explode. By noon, the clip is everywhere. TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, millions replay the moment George mutters under his breath, Another actor who can't handle the truth. The words spark wildfire. Within hours, Hardy vs. George trends worldwide. Memes flood in. Edits show Hardy storming off in slow motion, dramatic music swelling underneath. But beyond the jokes, something deeper brews. A public divide. Commentators on both sides jump in. One cable host declares, Hardy exposed the media's arrogance on live television. Another fires back. He disrespected journalism and walked out like a spoiled child. The debate shifts from celebrity gossip to something much bigger. Who controls the narrative in America? The storytellers or the gatekeepers? Meanwhile, ABC scrambles for damage control. They release a short statement. We value open dialogue and regret any misunderstanding during today's broadcast, but the internet doesn't buy it. Leaked behind-the-scenes photos show producers in chaos, phones glued to their ears, trying to contain the fallout. Then, just as the noise begins to plateau, an anonymous Reddit account uploads a 45-second audio clip titled, What They Didn't Want You to Hear. It's grainy, raw, but unmistakable. A voice that sounds like George's producer saying, make him talk politics. Push him if you have to. Within minutes, it hits every major platform. The question shifts from, did Hardy overreact? To, was he set up? And what's on that full recording? The leaked audio spreads like wildfire. News outlets scramble to verify it, but the damage is already done. The full clip confirms what many suspected. A producer's voice clearly instructing, corner Hardy on his politics, that'll boost ratings. The revelation shatters the illusion of spontaneity. What viewers saw as a heated exchange was, in truth, a calculated trap. Tom Hardy breaks his silence 2 days later. In a dimly lit Instagram video, he speaks directly to the camera, calm, steady, raw. I came to talk about art, about storytelling. Instead, I was used to make headlines. I respect journalism. I don't respect manipulation. The video racks up millions of views in hours. Support floods in from fans, actors, even a few journalists who call it the moment Hollywood snapped. Then quietly, ABC releases a short apology on their website, acknowledging editorial missteps during the segment. But by midnight, the statement disappears. No explanation. No follow-up. Just gone. George Stephanopoulos doesn't comment. His next appearance on Good Morning America feels tense, stripped of its usual polish. Viewers notice. Ratings dip. And in the final montage, clips of the confrontation, the leaks, the silence, a single question echoes through the narrator's voice. Was this journalism or a setup disguised as truth? The music swells. The screen fades to black. The controversy isn't over. It's just begun. What do you think really happened that morning? Was Tom Hardy standing up for integrity? Or did the media simply push too far? This story isn't just about one interview. It's about truth, power, and who controls the narrative in America today. If you believe conversations like this need to be heard, don't stay silent. Hit that like button to push this story further. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you stand with Hardy or with George? Let's hear your voice. And most importantly, subscribe to this channel for more raw, unfiltered deep dives into the stories the mainstream won't unpack. Every week, we bring you the truth behind the headlines. No scripts, no spin, just real talk. Because this isn't just entertainment. It's a movement for truth. Stay curious, stay questioning, and we'll see you in the next episode.